Questo video è nato dalla volontà di raccontare la musica e la strada, dall'incontro con questo musicista a Roma, Piazza Campo dei Fiori. Si chiama Lee Rice e vive per strada, suonando come artista di strada. Abbiamo deciso di fare questo piccolo video per raccontare il ruolo della musica nella vita di una persona non ordinaria, fuori dalla realtà a cui siamo abituati, una persona che ha deciso di uscire da quella realtà e di dedicarsi a scoprire il mondo, a viaggiarlo attraverso la musica. Ci ha permesso di entrare nei suoi testi, nelle sue canzoni, nella sua storia, di entrare nella sua vita e di raccontarla, di poterla documentare perché merita di essere documentata. E la musica è stata una lente per analizzare qualcosa di più grande. Io mi chiamo Flavio e benvenuti nelle mie note di viaggio.
Shakalaka.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Fine. How are you doing, Lee?
Shakalaka booms. I could definitely live here. It's a nice place, no? Look around. It's really fucking nice. It's peaceful. Really peaceful. Happy reality day, bambini. My name is Lee Rice, and I'm a writer for 25 years, Vento Cinqueanni. And I've been on the road as a street artist for Trading Gianni 13 years, playing in more than 800 places in 32 lands. I'm from Galles, Wales, and yeah, it's a very beautiful land, castles, history, beautiful beaches. I'm now 50. I can't even believe it, the time goes so fast. And now when I consider I left school 34 years ago, I'm like, what, really? Like that, really fast. So in my heart, I'm still a teenager. When I was a child, I was actually into music quite a lot. I was in a marching band. I played the cornets, and I also played keyboard. My father had one of the biggest vinyl collections in the UK. From this big, I grew up with music. In school, I was kind of a bit of a rebel. Yeah, I didn't really focus as well as I should. I was easily distracted and kind of like the comedian, like always teasing people and stuff like this. So I didn't focus. Ciao, Felice Realtor. I didn't focus as much as I should have. I was top of the year in the second to last year in mathematics, in maths. And then I went down and down. And when I was 14, I smoked my first joints. And then I started mixing 15, 16 with older guys. And then I started taking other drugs. And when it came to the time of the exams, I didn't care at all. I didn't even study. I went into one exam after taking an LSD tablet, another exam after taking half a bottle of whiskey. And I was just like, whatever, sleeping, just write my name on like, and it was stupid, really stupid. But I was a teenager, reckless. And ciao, my minis, bad television, ciao, ciao. I joined the army at 16, 1 year in the army, and I was okay during this time, realistically. But 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, I was like heavily into drugs. I don't remember much from this period. But school, I wish I would have focused more. I was really good at mathematics, like really sharp, fast, really fast, and I could have done really well. But now there's no point in having regrets all of these years later. It is what it is. I became like self-destructive. I was on a self-destruct mission. I learned and I grew from it, but it was a bad thing to do. And realistically, this period of time, 17 to 21, I'm lucky to survive because I was really reckless. Mega amounts of drugs. But I'm still here.
Più volte parlando con Lee è uscita fuori la parola zombie. Ripeteva questa parola riferendosi ad alcune persone, ad alcuni atteggiamenti. Ripeteva sempre di quello lì uno zombie, quell'altro uno zombie, e non capivamo inizialmente. Per cui gliel'abbiamo voluto chiedere.
When you look around, where are the zombies? Look around, where are the zombies? There doesn't seem to be any. Nice, isn't it? It just feels free and open. And beautiful trees, really nice. I like it a lot.
What do you mean when you say zombies?
The ones that I see with the biggest problem are the ones with the disrespect of God, all of nature. The ones that I put in the top position of the zombies are the ones with no respect or logic. The ones who say, we sit here now, we drink some water from plastic, and the trash is right there, and we don't care, we just leave it on the ground next to the sea and all of this. And I see them as bigger zombies. The ones who spend all of their time in here and they could be right where you are now, and they can't see, hear or feel anything at all. Obviously they're zombies too. But the power of this technology is really useful. We can communicate with each other, storage device, music player, video player. Oh, grazie, God bless, it's nice to see you. God bless, have a lovely day. Okay, ready again. When a child pays attention in their innocent way, when you said it's rising, it's for you that I pray. It's a beautiful reality. What would God have to say? It's a beautiful reality. What would God have to say? When the sun is rising, it's a good time to rise. When the sun is rising, your love is full of surprise. When the sun is rising, it's the other way. What would God have to say? What would God have to say? When a child pays attention in their innocent way, and you said it's rising, it's for you that I pray. It's a beautiful reality. What would God have to say? It's a beautiful reality. What would God have to say?
So you live in the streets?
Yeah, well, sometimes, but most of the time in my journey I've had tender. So when people say, oh, you're homeless, I'm like, well, when I sleep in a tent in a forest in peace, that does not make me homeless. When I sleep on a beautiful night outside a church, that doesn't make me homeless too. I'm in home.
And why did you choose this lifestyle?
Well, mainly because of my passion for music and travel. It's like a double combination of the freedom of the road and not being stuck in the monotony of the same every day. In Camper the Fury is a good example. I'm not going to don't want to sound like I'm criticizing anyone in particular, but there was one of the artists that every night played the same cover songs. So I'm there fighting for things to be different. I like variety. Moving around and meeting people and making friends and seeing new places, that's the kind of variety I'm realistically addicted to be kind of free. But freedom comes at a price, it's not easy. You know, I get judged a lot. Oh, you're this type of guy, you're that type of guy. When I had long hair, I got judged even more. And then I got infested by insects in sleeping in the wild in Agrigento, so I had my head shaved. It's nice to be free and not have the same again every day. I find this to be repetitive, like tedious, when it's the same every day. So I'm really grateful for the time in Rome. I'm part of Rome and Rome is a part of me. But I feel like now I feel free to be back on the road again. Really happy to be free again. And now I've gone so far in my journey, I can't imagine turning around. Every time I think about turning around, like going back to the UK, taking a job, taking an apartment, it'll be like everything I've done was for nothing. My heart shared many moments. My eyes have traveled many miles. Still it's worth it for those moments, just to get to see their smiles. Why did you have to leave? 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 Have you longed to be a child? Or ever running wild? Have you longed to roam free? In reality, Why did you have to leave? In whom do you believe? Why did you have to leave? In whom do you believe? Why did you have to leave? It was inspired by a really beautiful black lady. She turned around, smiled, and that was the moment I was like, my heart was touched in a second. She's one of the street sellers of Rome, and she's very, 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 very beautiful. And when she turned around and smiled, I was like, oh, what a beautiful lady. I see a love that's true, a love of me and you, but I'm not talking about me and you, I'm talking about me and you as a bigger picture. And so that's saying to the people, don't be a fucking zombie. In reality, in whom do you believe? While they're staring at the fucking ground, nothing. They don't believe in anything at all, just themselves. Why did you have to leave? I started writing poetry around 25 years ago, but I was writing poetry when I was young as well. So it's been with me a long time. But then I've been saving what I write, nearly exclusive. I've lost some text because my books were stolen in Napoli. So I've lost a few songs, but mainly everything I've recorded. If I write a new song, I usually nearly always make a video pretty fast. So I've got like, what, 800 videos on YouTube? I've got probably the same amount of text as Bob Dylan. Like, I've got a fucking crazy amount of text. And realistically, I've only ever recorded 3 albums. I've got like, what, 20 albums of material unrecorded. Ciao, ciao reality. Happy reality. Spazio original. My musical inspiration goes back to the 50s. The real great blues artists, like Big Van Thornton's one of my favorites, and Buddy Holly's one of my favorites too. Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry, Elvis, all of this period of time, the late 50s, incredible period of time. The beginning of rock and roll, like the birth of rock and roll. So, but then the 60s, of course, 60s incredible, 70s incredible. David Bowie, Led Zeppelin, of course. Both Pink Floyd, Roger Waters and David Gilmour together, collectively and individually. ELO, the 80s, late 70s, all of this, Boney M. You know, all of the great artists, Joni Mitchell, Joan Baez. Like, really, I love all of the great writers. Nina Simone, love Nina Simone. Love Summer of Soul. Did you watch Summer of Soul, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a mind-blowing, no? I would have preferred to have been in Summer of Soul to Woodstock.
Yeah.
Tricky, no? But imagine this, I thought about this a lot. You're on the highway, hitchhiking, yeah? And in one direction, Woodstock, and you're in the middle. One direction's Woodstock, one direction's Summer of Soul. And I decided, after watching Summer of Soul, I would have gone to Summer of Soul. Like, what hard decision? Woodstock's one way, Summer of Soul the other. I go to Summer of Soul. Johnny Cash for me is the ultimate legend. You know, I really love Johnny Cash. Just unique in every way. And he spoke about, fundamentally I realised we share similar messages and similar text. He talks about a lot of down stuff, and he talks about a lot of up stuff too. And he's also the greatest cover artist of all time. Unique. Every single cover he did, he turned into gold and made it his own individual song. Bridge Over Troubled Water, Simon and Garfunkel, of course. Johnny Cash does a cover. Hurt, Kurt Reznor, Johnny Cash does a cover. I Hung My Head, Sting was the writer of I Hung My Head, Johnny Cash does a cover. Nick Cave created Mercy Seat, Johnny Cash does a cover. I'm on Fire, Bruce Springsteen, Johnny Cash does a cover. Every single direction you look in, Johnny Cash did the cover, then it's Johnny Cash. And I don't compare any other artist to Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash unique in every single way. Completely unique individual artist. Nobody else like Johnny Cash, and it's pretty sure that there never ever will be either. A little bit of an inconvenience.
Un'altra frase che ripeteva spessissimo era Happy Reality Day, e la ripeteva strillando, si interrompeva mentre parlavamo, mentre cercavamo appunto di intervistarlo. Passava un bambino e lui si girava dall'altra parte e lo salutava entusiasta, per cui volevamo anche lì capire per quale motivo lo facesse, che significato c'era dietro quella cosa. C'era sicuramente qualcosa che ci sfuggiva, che non avevamo capito.
When I say happy reality day to the children, to the bambini, it's just to let the children know that there's a better way than the zombie way of reality. If you look around, where are the children? Where are the bambini? Stova say, well, they're in reality. They're having a great time. The ones who are not having a great time are unhappy and sad. They're generally the older adults. They're unhappy and they're disconnected from reality. But the children are having a really good time. The bambinis are like, woohoo, picture da reality, woohoo, having a really good time. So I say happy reality day, and I'm like, I'm with you, Sono Conte bambinis, we're having a great reality day. So I say this to the children while I'm with the children in reality, which is of course a much greater existence than not being in reality. Maybe I can use your glasses.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really blinded. Oh, the Bambini society are not corrupted, they're innocents. They're not in zombie world at all. Many of the teenagers, the adolescenti società, were in zombie world. They were the start of, many of the teenagers were the zombies at the start. And then, realistically, I watched the transition where it passed over to the adult society. We became unhappy with life, like staring at the ground, walking through life like this, completely disconnected from reality, disconnected from music, disconnected from art, and they lost the ability of compassion too, many. Of course, I meet all of the good ones, there's many good ones, and the other ones, they're like ghosts in the darkness, moving through life with a rejection of reality. And that's one of the main reasons I developed the Happy Reality Day technique as such, was just mainly to remind the children, the bambinis, about reality, which of course they're already in. Just to come back to the time before the zombie apocalypse, where we were friends, brothers and sisters, having a conversation, taking a beer, taking a smoke, taking a cafe, whatever it might be, whatever you're into. I've had friends who are cocaine addicts, heroin addicts, each to their own. I don't judge you. If you tell me I take heroin, I'm not going to judge you for it. David Bowie took heroin too. Lots of other people. Eric Clapton, cocaine. Many musicians. Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, many. I don't judge you based on your choices. It's not my choice.
Do you miss anything from your past life?
Well, I guess mainly the only thing I miss when I'm on the road is sometimes I wish it was easier to have a shower. I can't think of anything else realistically that I miss. It's nice to be free. I miss the early days when I started my journey. I only used to play for 3 or 4 hours a day maximum. Now I dedicate nearly the whole day to waking people up from the morning till the night time. So my job was much easier before the zombie problem became out of control. But I'm sure my job will become easier again now the problem is starting to improve. I try not to care about the money, but of course there is some items I want to upgrade my guitar. I need a better tent and all of this, and I'm confident I can really improve the situation. Just because the tent is really my home. Realistically it is, it's my home. It's my mobile home. And I'm happy realistically, I can't imagine stopping my journey in the next 10 years. Providing I keep in good condition, good health, and hopefully get some dental treatment to fix my really fucked up dental issues. And other than that, I'm determined to continue. I'm 50, but really in my heart I'm 18. I can't see any reason why I can't continue this journey to 60 or even 70 if I make it that far. Yeah, I've got the energy inside, I've got the will and the strength to continue. I know in my heart I've made a good difference for society. So I'm proud of my achievements and I'm excited about the journey. Little by little, stage by stage, move. Ciao bambini reali, felice realtà. Ciao! Happy reality day! Okay, this is looking much more like a central position, isn't it? Ciao, bambini reali. Ciao, felice realtà. Spaciovian. Ciao. Happy reality night. Ciao. The children are the best. If I did fall in love, I'd hope that she was more flexible to my options for travel than to stay in one place. I'm not really a stay in one place kind of guy. I'm really not. So if I fell in love with something like this, it would be better if I fall in love with someone who's more wanting to do what I want to do. she wants to do the same kind of scenario. Okay, let's stay here for a little while, then we'll go to Rome, then we'll go here, and we do it together. So that would be my ideal relationship, rather than being in a scenario of like, oh, what, we're going to rent this apartment, we're going to live here, we're going to stay here forever. Like, I think I know what I'm like. Eventually, in that scenario, I'd want to change.
It don't fit for you.
No, I've been married. I know it doesn't fit for me. You know, it's like, to stay in one place, I'm not a stay in one place kind of guy. I like the adventure, the change, the variety. Like they say, variety is the spice of life, and after the amount of time I've been on the road, it is. Variety is the spice of life. It's nice to have variety.
Alla fine del video, della nostra chiacchierata, in un momento in cui si era ormai instaurato un rapporto, abbiamo voluto fare la domanda che legherà tutti i video di questo canale, ed è una domanda mirata a capire attraverso la musica la vita delle persone. Abbiamo imparato tantissimo da questa persona, dalla sua vita, da quello che ci ha raccontato, dal modo in cui si vive la musica. Spero che tutto questo sia arrivato anche a voi e che in qualche modo abbiamo reso giustizia alla persona che è, alla missione che vuole portare in giro per il mondo. Why is music part of your life?
Well, I discovered music at a very young age. My father had one of the biggest vinyl collections in the UK, so I grew up around music. When I was a child, I played keyboard, not professionally, but reasonably okay. And I played the cornet in a marching band, and I was okay with this too. And really, since I was a child, music has always been part of my life. And then I considered many times in my life learning guitar. A couple of times I owned a guitar, but I didn't focus. And I just can't imagine a life without music. Like, for the amount of time I've lived and growing up with music, I can't imagine what a life without music would be. I share a story. I met one girl in Poland with a friend, and she said this to me: music saved my soul. And I see it the same way. That I think I wrote it in one text before. I'd evaporate. I don't even know where I was. If it wasn't for the music, I think I wouldn't exist. I'd just vanish. I'd evaporate into nothing. And music's in my heart, it's in my soul, it's who I am. Life without music would be an empty life. Like, I can't imagine any kind of existence without music. So it's who I am, it's part of who I am. And I kind of, in some ways, they say don't have regrets, but I do have regrets. Because I wish I would have focused and stayed with the music when I was young. But then life got in the way, work, career, commitments, marriage, all of the distractions of life. But I wish I would have stayed with the music when I was a child and continued and learnt multiple instruments. So it wasn't really until I went back to music, which was in my heart and in my blood and in my passion. Child of reality, failure da realta, happy reality night. It wasn't until I went back to what was already in my heart that I really found myself. And I really thought about it a lot. Most of the work in life that I didn't achieve anything realistically. You know, oh, well done from the boss, oh, congratulations, a little bit of money, a little bit of this. But once I followed my passions, that's when I found myself, and that's what music means to me.
Thank you so much, Lee.
Nice to see you guys, love you.
Dammi una mano a fargli dire sì. Scegli tutte le stelle e brilla nelle che c'è e un friccico di luna tutta per noi. Fai senti che quasi primavera, manna di meglio grilli per fa cri cri. Prestami reponentino, più un malandrino che c'hai. Roma, reggimi remoccolo stasera.